For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. History has taught us this lesson time and time again. Yet we also know that history is cyclical, with certain patterns emerging like aftershocks, reminding us all of what once was. There's no denying that Pokemon cards were big in 2021, reaching unprecedented heights, from historical celebrations to landmark acquisitions to international media exposure. Pokemania was back, reminiscent of the early days when Pokemon was first introduced decades ago. So what happened, and how did we get here? With prices cooling down and product supply finally catching up to demand, are we on a market death spiral or finally achieving a healthy equilibrium in the hobby? To answer that question, I invite you to join me, Pokemon Classics, as we peel back the layers of 2021 to reveal the rise and fall of Pokemon cards. Let's roll the intro. Continuing the momentum from the initial surge of popularity, in the fall of 2020, Pokemania was blasting off again in early 2021. With pandemic lockdowns, new rounds of stimulus money, activity from social media influencers, and a massive disparity between supply and demand, it really was the perfect storm for the Pokemon market. Perhaps no factor contributed more to this renewed interest and growing hype, though, than Pokemon's 25th anniversary. February 27th, 2021 marked the official 25th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise and was celebrated with an array of Pokemon product releases and exclusive events. Everything from new video games to 25th anniversary promo cards to celebrity musicians and tribute videos were inundating media feeds across the internet. My personal favorite was the unexpected pairing of hip-hop artist Post Malone with Pokemon for a completely CGI animated virtual concert, premiering live on YouTube on Pokemon Day. Now, I distinctly remember watching this live and chatting with fellow E4 members on Discord. It was really cool and featured many of my favorite Pokemon. Plus, it gave birth to one of my favorite Pokemon memes of the year, this Umbreon just vibing to the music. Anyway, Pokemon Day served as the pinnacle of hype and exposure for the franchise, reaching people well outside the typical sphere of influence. In what I can only describe as a Pokemon-like Go phenomenon, Pokemon was suddenly everywhere, rejuvenating interest from long-forgotten fans and also drawing in entirely new collectors and enthusiasts. Of course, the Pokemon Company wasn't the only one celebrating on Pokemon Day. Fresh off of his massively successful live stream of a first edition base set box back in October, a video which gained an unprecedented 11 million views on YouTube, Logan Paul was eager to do it all over again. In a vlog that took many in the Pokemon community by surprise, Logan chronicled his acquisition of not just one, but 6 first edition base set boxes, and his intention on hosting another box break on Pokemon Day.
I'm going to be opening one of these first edition boxes on February 27th, aka Pokemon Day, the 25th anniversary of Pokemon!
As I've already mentioned, the Pokemon Live music concert was also scheduled for Pokemon Day, along with a Pokemon exclusive auction lot on PWCC, and Logan Paul's box break, with each occurring at roughly the same time. Fortunately, I have multiple monitors, but still, it was absolute chaos. And as a lifelong collector, I don't think I'll ever forget how surreal that whole experience was. Getting back to Logan Paul, though, his influence on the hobby really can't be understated, with many blaming him specifically for the rise in Pokemon prices and the scalping that would come to define much of the year, while others praised him as a kind of Pokemon messiah, reviving what was largely an underground hobby. Regardless of perception, Logan's livestream only amplified interest in Pokemon, while also drawing in additional outside attention to the financial side of collecting. With each pack selling between $30,000 and $40,000, legitimizing Pokemon as a valid investment vehicle, the demand for which quickly outpaced the available supply. Unfortunately, one of the biggest stories of the Pokemon market in 2021 was the prevalence of product shortages and rampant scalping that would persist through most of the year. This disparity between supply and demand was felt across the market, but was perhaps most disproportionately felt by young, inexperienced collectors, whether it was entire stores' supply of Happy Meal packs being bought out, or lines of people forming at big box retail stores to buy out new inventory. People were willing to do just about whatever it took to get their hands on Pokemon cards. Every week seemed to produce new headlines of product shortages and scalping, and even physical violence over Pokemon cards.
Brookfield police responded to a fight in the Target parking lot after one man pulled a gun on a group of men attacking him over sports trading cards.
Now, I've weighed in on this in detail in previous videos, but personally, I don't fault people for wanting cards. However, I do believe that we, as adults, as experienced collectors, have an obligation to be good stewards of the hobby and to do our best to create and maintain access points for others. Even today, the Pokemon community remains fractured, looking for others to blame for the state of the market. And while seeing this type of division is disheartening, I can't help but feel that these growing pains are evidence of a growing and maturing hobby, providing opportunities for self-reflection and betterment across the entirety of the Pokemon community. Even now, the Pokemon company is printing more cards than ever, and it's my hope that this temporary period of turmoil, if nothing else, has taught us to appreciate what we have and to be considerate of others. In addition to product shortages on store shelves, the early part of 2021 also experienced an unprecedented interest in graded cards. For those of you unfamiliar, graded cards are those that have been authenticated and have had their condition assessed by a third-party service. They assign a numerical score and encapsulate the cards in a plastic slab for both protective and display purposes. Now, there are a number of reputable grading companies, but with the massive influx in demand and meteoric price increases for graded cards, these companies were inundated with unfathomable quantities of cards, causing a backlog that still persists today. PSA in particular was hammered, closing all but the most expensive submission levels for most of the year. Personally, I've been grading cards with PSA for over a decade, and I have never seen anything like this before. For many collectors, including myself, turnaround times have surpassed a year, forcing PSA to substantially raise prices to combat the demand. Other companies like CGC and BGS have followed suit. Meanwhile, new grading companies have entered the market to fill the existing void, with some taking innovative new approaches to grading. Needless to say, the graded card market is rapidly shifting, with most prices heavily correcting as grading companies work through these backlogs. But what the future holds for this sector of the market is difficult to predict. It's really anybody's guess. In early 2021, the growing demand for graded cards was also highlighted through several high-profile purchases and storylines. In January, international musician and Pokemon collector Steve Aoki purchased a Pikachu Illustrator card for the hefty sum of $420,000, which, to my understanding, is the most expensive public sale of a single Pokemon card ever. Just for context, I believe there are an estimated 32 copies in the entire world, and given its historical significance as one of the early trophy cards of the hobby, the Pikachu Illustrator is widely regarded as the holy grail of Pokemon cards. In his video, Aoki takes his viewers on the journey of having the card PSA graded, revealing a PSA 9 grade. This was a notable milestone in the hobby, and again brought a significant amount of outside attention into the Pokemon community. Not to be outdone, however, Logan Paul also shocked the world with his own collection acquisition just a few months later. On July 7th, Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather would enter the boxing ring for a highly anticipated exhibition boxing match. But what nobody expected was to see Logan walking out to the ring sporting a diamond-encrusted first edition Charizard in BGS 10. Again, for context, a BGS 10 is almost impossible to achieve, with only 2 ever recorded in the population report, both of which belong to Gary, better known to us as King Pokemon. However, a third had recently been graded by Logan, and as fate would have it, it happened to be the exact same PSA 10 copy that Logan had purchased from Gary months earlier. Despite offers from Gary and others to purchase the card for estimated prices of $800,000, Logan's refusal to sell remained steadfast, claiming it was $1 million card and that he wouldn't sell it or trade it for anything.
Shit, this is $1 million car, baby. Like this is the car that I walked out with to the Floyd Mayweather fight. This is $1 million car.
Whether or not the card is really worth $1 million, it would be discussed and remembered as one of the biggest Pokemon storylines of 2021. Of course, Pokemon sales were not without their share of controversy in 2021. Like the fake first edition base box of 2020, the new controversy garnering global attention also had to do with alleged tampering. This time, however, from the selling platform. On August 18th, PWCC was banned by eBay for allegedly allowing shill bidding on their auctions. Considering that PWCC was the largest consignment service for sports and trading cards on eBay, with a partnership dating back to 1998. This was highly unexpected and concerning news. With little evidence provided to the general public, and both eBay and PWCC blaming each other, this decision was met with rampant speculation from outside observers. Was PWCC shill bidding their own auctions? Or is eBay holding PWCC responsible for shill bidding occurring due to eBay's own policies and lack of bidder screening or restrictions? As a buyer and a seller on both eBay and PWCC, I've personally never experienced issues with either entity, so I'm not really in a position to judge. However, what I do know is this, that the separation would have a ripple effect across the market. For several months, PWCC worked to build their own independent auction platform and online marketplace, with monthly auction services finally resuming in October. Naturally, there would be some growing pains with launching an entirely new site, less reach, new bidding procedures, technical logistics to troubleshoot, and more. However, PWCC is finally starting to feel like a viable alternative to eBay. Meanwhile, eBay has lost a significant amount of higher profile listings and no longer has as robust and regularly accessible data as it once had. Now, that's not to say that eBay isn't doing well. In fact, there are probably more Pokemon items for sale on eBay now than ever before. And with the backlog of graded cards that are still being processed by grading companies, this is unlikely to change anytime soon. If nothing else, there are now more places and methods to buy and sell than ever before, and perhaps the additional competition will benefit everyone in the long run. While 2021 is often characterized as a divisive and contentious year in the Pokemon community, it also had its share of unifying events, including the birth of Collecticon. The inaugural Collecticon was held in June and was a massive success, featuring celebrity meet and greets, musical performances, vendor booths, and endless opportunities for collectors and enthusiasts to share in their love of Pokemon and really just about any other collectible hobby. This was an event I really wanted to attend, but unfortunately just missed out on due to a scheduling conflict with my family vacation. Nevertheless, I was happy to see so many fellow collectors come together to enjoy the hobby. I've said it numerous times on this channel, but my favorite part of collecting is the friends and the experience made throughout the journey. Anyway, with the success of the first Collecticon, a follow-up event was hastily planned and scheduled for mid-October. This one even bigger and more diverse than the last. Participating talent included notable Pokemon influencers like Gary, King Pokemon, Super Duper Danny, Real Breaking Nate, and notable anime voice actors and singers like Jason Page, along with a whole host of other celebrities from Power Rangers to Vanilla Ice. With the pandemic interfering with Pokemon tournaments and gatherings, including Worlds, Collecticon provided an opportunity for a social connection that the community was desperately longing for. Coming into 2022, a whole Collecticon tour was announced, with 6 different dates and locations across the United States. The details still appear to be in the works, but seeing coverage for both Collecticons in 2021 has me pumped for 2022. I know that I'm excited to attend at least one of these events, and I hope to see you all there as well. One of the other notable effects of the Pokemon boom this year was a significant increase of Pokemon-related content here on YouTube. Even as a relatively casual content creator, my own channel benefited from this interest, growing from just over 1,000 subscribers in January to approximately 4,600 subscribers at the time of making this video. This is something that I honestly never expected, And I'm truly grateful to have this platform to not only share my collection with you, but also my experiences and my passions, so I can't thank you enough. However, I'm also grateful for the depth and diversity of Pokemon content that exists here on YouTube. While PokeTubers have had a presence here on YouTube for a number of years, the subgenres have really matured in this last year, providing something for just about everyone. If you're interested in market analysis videos, like the kind that I produce on this channel, there are expert collectors like SM Pratt, Pokenomics, Top 10 Pokemon, and Twice Baked Jake providing data, analysis, commentary on everything from Japanese exclusives to doing live stream interviews to covering auction recaps and even modern set statistics. Similarly, there are plenty of more mainstream entertainment channels like Leonhart, PokeRev, Real Breaking Nate, Super Duper Danny, and one of my personal favorites, Pat Flynn's Deep Pocket Monster. The energy and enthusiasm they all exhibit to me is admirable, and although pack openings and reactions aren't my personal preference, I respect the way that they're able to connect with their audiences and use their channels to promote positivity and support charities. There are also a number of quality business channels providing an insider perspective into managing a store as both a collector and a seller. Now, there are too many to mention, but some of the ones that come to mind are ZNG Emporium, TCA Gaming, he's a legend, Cardinal Gaming, Danny Phantom, Old School Pokemon, and Catch 'em All Collectibles, just to name a few. These are all individuals who are passionate about Pokemon, and not only making a career out of something they love, but teaching others in the process. Finally, we have also seen influential pillars of the community, like Gem Mint Pokemon and King Pokemon, return to YouTube with regular collection updates and advice. Personally, I love both of these guys and find their enthusiasm and kindness to be infectious. I'm sure I missed a number of other PokeTubers, but it's safe to say that 2021 was truly special for content creation. Perhaps my favorite experience of 2021, though, came in mid-October at the Pokemon Saves the World event. On the heels of Logan Paul's success breaking a first edition base set box, an investment channel, Dumb Money TV, purchased their own box to break for $375,000. You probably remember the controversy with Collectibles Guru when the first box was opened, containing resealed packs.
Ooh, the color's different on that one than that one.
That one's not a first edition pack. This is a resealed box.
Oh my god, it's a resealed box.
All right, time to call the seller.
However, eventually, an authentic box was later found, and the deal was finalized. What nobody was expecting, however, was for Dumb Money to donate this box to charity, working with Gary, King Pokemon, and Steve Aoki to create a massive Pokemon celebration in Las Vegas, with proceeds from pack sales going to a variety of autism and brain health related charities. In total, 3 boxes were opened live, with a gathering of Pokemon collectors, influencers, and hobbyists from across the world. As an attendee, I can tell you that the live stream hardly did the event justice. There were Pokemon-themed foods, games, parties, fundraisers the whole weekend, with so many opportunities to meet and chat with fellow collectors. Never before have I met so many passionate collectors and pillars of our hobby all in one location. I know I've mentioned this before, but I've always felt that the best part of this hobby is the community. And while I didn't personally buy any of these packs, I treasured the experience and the memories made here, even bringing back some sentimental souvenirs in the process. To me, this is what Pokemon is meant to be. People coming together to share their passion while also supporting others. And I'm hopeful that the divisive forces that exist in our hobby will give way to unity, because it's pretty amazing what can be done when we all come together. As the year 2021 progressed, much of the imbalance between supply and demand began to correct. Currently, the Pokemon Company has drastically increased production, bringing availability and prices into a much more sustainable harmony. This has also been welcomed by collectors and enthusiasts alike, and really couldn't have come at a more appropriate time for Pokemon. With Pokemon's 25th anniversary set, Celebrations, releasing in October, concerns of product shortages and further scalping were legitimate, but relatively short-lived. Unlike most Pokemon sets, Celebrations was subject to rumors, speculations, and leaks months in advance, building an unprecedented level of hype and intrigue amongst collectors. One of the novelties of this set was the reprinting of original, classic artworks throughout Pokemon's tenure. And as a vintage collector myself, this was the Pokemon Modern set that I've been waiting for, blending innovation and nostalgia, bringing the past, the present, and the future of Pokemon into harmony. Where else can you find 20 years of unique and historical cards coexisting in the same booster box? Perhaps Celebrations is symbolic in this way, representing the changing Pokemon market and the pursuit of balance between players and collectors, between investors and enthusiasts, between experienced experts and casual fans. It's all about balance. If there's one thing that this year has taught me, it's that Pokemon is multi-generational, with the potential to serve as a unifying force transcending the barriers of age, race, language, location, and income. Obviously, that's not always the case, and we saw that this year, that money has a way of complicating things. But that brings me to where we are today. Pokemon has a larger and more diverse influence and fan base than ever before. While the mania is subsiding a bit, I'm not convinced that that's such a bad thing. For the first time in recent memory, I found Pokemon cards at my local Target, and that filled me with joy. I didn't buy a single pack, but knowing that the hobby that I love is once again accessible to a younger generation, to enjoy in the same way that I enjoyed those cards when I was younger. Now that's something in 2021 that's worth celebrating. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you not only for watching my videos, but for being a part of this community. Please consider sharing this video. It's one that I worked really hard on, and I believe it has a relevant message for just about everyone heading into 2022. Finally, I want to end with this. Pokemon is enriched by all of us. Regardless of what role you play or how active you are in the hobby, you belong here. Anyway, guys, I wish you all success and happiness in 2022. I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Till next time, stay well, stay positive, and enjoy life. Take care, everybody.